Hello everyone, and welcome to the third channel. Now today we're going to talk about Taskmaster Series 11 Episode 6. The reason why I keep on saying like these videos is because there was one week where I actually wrote the previous episode instead of the current episode that it was on. So I just want to back myself up and I remember. Now the thumbnail's gone back to the original thumbnail because this video is going to take a while. So today, if you see me looking down, it's because I've got extensive notes on my iPad about this glorious episode of Taskmaster. Now let's get into it. Now, this was one of the greatest episodes ever. And the podcast was phenomenal too because Mike Wozniak was on the podcast. Now, let's start with the prize task. Now the prize task, they had to bring in something that annoyed them. And here are my favourites. We had Jamali with the kids' face paint. We had Charlotte Ritchie with all the alarm clocks. And we had Lee with the Twix, massive Twix. But when you open it inside, there's actually planker wood because he used it on not going out when his on-screen wife Lucy whacked Lee over the head with the Twix. And I quite like that. The prize, them three are the best prizes from this episode. The alarm clocks is going to be my favourite. My second favourite is going to be the Twix. And the kid's face paint was just quite funny because he got 5 points. Now, let's get the... Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. This video contains spoilers. Really sorry. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. It does contain spoilers. Now, task 1. You're thinking, task 1, what it's going to be was fart fastest wins. And this was a Mike Wozniak solo task. The first solo task in the series, and the one solo task in series 10. So they brought back the solo tasks as well. Now Mike, I wrote down some quotes as well from the episode. So Mike said, "Mike, no gas in the tank." They kept an eye on Mike throughout the episode until he farted. So every so often, during before ad breaks or after ad breaks, they would just have to when they come back to another part, they would go check on to Mike farting. Mike had not farted by part 3 of the show, so I thought because Taskmaster's part 1, 2, 3, and 4, no other British TV show is. The third part, which was towards the end, Mike hadn't farted yet. Even just before the last ad break of the episode, Mike had not yet farted. It was incredible because they kept just cutting to him on a plane. Mike got told to leave the plane at the end of the last ad break, but the timer was still going, so he left the plane because someone else had booked it, and he was still going until he farted. Before the last live task, they went back to the footage of the last film task of the episode, and they caught him farting with a weird noise. It took him all episode to fart. Yeah, so he farted with a weird noise. And you're probably thinking, what? Why was there a weird noise? Well, he said on the Taskmaster podcast that he farted out a hemorrhoid. Now, he farted out a hemorrhoid and it hurt apparently, the blood, but he has spare clothes. So, alright, he got 1 bonus point for that. Then we go down to the proper first task, which was make the best portrait of the Taskmaster on the door or use your feet. Jamali had got blue paint on the windows of the caravan by stamping on it. Yeah, he just went ahead and stamped on it and made the caravan messy. Lee slid in blue paint. Lee, a quote from Lee, "Not as young as I was." Lee was shouting at Alex again. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of Lee shouting at Alex full stop. But it is funny sometimes. Not 2 episodes in a row. Thank you very much, Lee Mack. Now once Lee had done his, Greg had said, Lee he made the image and it was Lee, budget for the bigger belly. And then one of the others, I can't remember now because I didn't write the names down, but one of them said, "Where do the feet end and the hands start?" Sarah forgot what Greg looked like, which was rather quite funny. She went, "What does Greg look like?" Which is, it makes me laugh. Jamali got paint everywhere, yeah. His art at the end was like just like just abstract of like just paint everywhere, literally. It could have fallen. Mike made his feet go purple and then almost fell over several different times. Yes, his feet were a mess at the end of it. But at the very end of the test when your time's up, you went, right, okay. You could see that Mike got yellow paint in his hair, which is quite funny. And then Sarah Kendall said, "What else goes on the head?" And I wrote that with like the arrow saying, Sarah Kendall 2021. I'm gonna have to speed up now because the camera's about to die. Oh no! Save it for bingo! Sorry, that was a Meet the Richardson's reference that was on after Taskmaster. None of the paintings look like Greg, I agree. Now we're on to task 2, which was another team task. Lee, right, it's Jack enough for this. Jamali stamps on the paint bottle again and suggests fire. Yes, that's a vandal. So a lot of stamping on stuff from Jamali's episode. Lee and Mike spray around Alex. Team 3 has messed up the wall. Team 2 made Alex. Team 2 won the task, and that's it for that task 3. The final film task of the episode. New location of a bar from inside a first class plane. Yes, there was a new location in this episode. Like, this whole episode was brand new locations for the Taskmaster program. This episode was stamping on stuff, because Shamali stamps on stuff a lot. Guess what's inside the batter? Mike just goes straight in. This task reminds me of the Japanese game show Candy Not Candy. So where what they do, they eat. So if they have a door handle, you eat it, and it might be a cake or sweets or not sweets. That's what this whole episode reminds me of. Sarah loves sniffing the batter in this task. Yeah, she's picking up one. Mike used to be a doctor. That's another fact I learned this episode. Mike Wozniak used to be Dr. Mike Wozniak, which is rather funny. Sarah got 5 out of 6 right. Lee was being gentle with the batter. So Charlotte ate the wallet. I just went and went in straight for the wallet. That's a wallet. Mike says, "That's a wallet, you weirdo." Mike, Lee Mac, 2021. Lee guessed razor. He said, "Is that razor?" No, eraser. Like a joke there. And Lee got 3 out of 6 right. Charlotte got 4 out of 6 right. Mike came second. Mike's second for the whole series so far. So Mike Wozniak could win this series. Now we move on to the live task. Lee put on some glasses. Taskmaster can give clues for what the code is for the padlock. So it's 123 times 16. Year Greg was born. Charlotte looks down at the camera and goes, "I can't do maths." And then Lee completes it first. Greg is 52 years old, and Jamali destroys the toolbox, with his foot to open it. And then there was a tiebreaker task between Mike and Jamali. Hit Alex with rubber bands. Mike did well. Mike got 1 point, 1 in the little pack in the front, and Jamali got 7. So Jamali won the episode. So, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'll be back soon. Come on, tired. Bye. This camera's about to die.